Man, what a time to be a Game Pass subscriber. There are games coming out that's just crazy. People are constantly talking about the devaluation of Game Pass and how it's not worth the money. Renting games is bad. And all of this malarkey, when in the reality, all it is that they are jealous. They are jealous that their provider is not offering them a service as good as this. Get PlayStation Plus Premium is almost, at least in some countries, more expensive than Game Pass and isn't offering day one. Now, some may argue, yes, but because of that, that's why they've actually gone multi-platform. Do you know what? As a consumer, whatever. If your company was offering you a very good service, would you care where those games went? And why would you care where those games went? As long as you're playing those games, why does it bother you? But at the end of the day, we're not talking about that because that's a whole kettle of fish I don't want to get involved in. What I want to talk about is just how good of a value Game Pass actually is, and it continues to get. It's taken Microsoft a long time to actually get in their stride and actually, get to the point they want to get in. Some are arguing, like Poststop, for example, of, now that Microsoft has finally hit its stride, they're giving those games to everyone instead of keeping them exclusively on the platform. And I can get how the old school are looking at this and feeling a little bit or somewhat aggrieved. I get it. I totally do. I was within that generation. But if you're looking at it from a grander scale and where Xbox is right now and what they've changed into, that old mentality, it just shouldn't be there anymore. But we're just looking at the games that have recently released, day one on Game Pass, like Expedition 33, Oblivion Remaster. These are £50 games. That's $100 right there, right? So this is $100 right there. Then you've got the amazing South of Midnight, another $50. That's $150. You've pretty much paid for your Game Pass, your Game Pass Ultimate year subscription just with these three. But don't forget, earlier this year we had Avowed, we're getting Towerborn, we're getting Doom, we're going to get another Call of Duty potentially, a Starfield update, more Diablo content, and there's more games that haven't been announced. But then we're looking at some of the more lesser games, right? When I say lesser games, games that are not AAA, but are doing really well, that are now basically given to you for free, like Blueprints, which could actually be up there for Game of the Year nomination. This game is so devilishly good. It's so simple, but yet so brilliant. You've got games like Atomfall, which have instantly become a fan favorite. Arcade games like Asphalt Legends Unite. Really, really decent racer game right there. You've got the Blizzard Arcade Collection, 33 Immortals. If you haven't checked out Mullet Madjack, you might want to. It's a really cool, a throwback to the old way of doing things. Balatro, Gungeon, and this is just games that are there pretty much this month. Game Pass this month has absolutely smashed it and has pretty much paid for the whole year. Now some will say, well, what if we want to own our games and we want physicals? That's an option. And if these games, if 33 Expedition ever comes off, you can buy it digitally if you want, and there's no problem. Or you could just go to the shop and buy a physical if it's available. Right? So, how can you say that Game Pass is a bad service? At this point in time, I can't see a better service. Game Pass is delivering so much value, whether it's Commandos, South of Midnight, Diablo, Oblivion, Grand Theft Auto 5 coming back on there. It's crazy. And yes, some games will drop off, and when they do, you get them at a discount. But the one games that will never drop off are, of course, the first-party games. That includes Activision, Blizzard, and ZeniMax. We're not even talking about Xbox Game Studios or the Microsoft Game Studios. Those are indefinitely on there too. But like I said, 33 Immortals, which is a really good game, day one on Game Pass. But you know what? That's not even it. You're looking at games coming soon. And then you've got games like Doom Dark Ages, which is going to be phenomenal. Rematch, for those of you that like your arcade football games or soccer in the US. If we go to Show All, you've got Eden vs. Zero. These are all either Play Anywhere or coming to Game Pass day one. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, day one. Like, these are really big games or small games that are coming to the platform. There is so much here for you to go through and check out, and there's something for everyone. People often say, oh, I go for a Game Pass and there's nothing there because they're only looking at the AAA. And there's a lot of AAA coming right now, right? There's a lot of AAA games that are coming through. And I love the way that they break them down. As you can see on the left, you've got all the games that I've got installed on my hard drive. Lots of games. But yeah, it's just phenomenally crazy how much great value it is. And obviously you've got your sales that go on. This is the PC app, by the way. You can also find all of this on the Xbox app as well. I just had to, because I'm recording off my PC, this was just easier, so I didn't have to connect up my Xbox to the PC for the time being. But can you really turn around and say that there is a better service or a better deal? Or a better deal than Xbox Game Pass? Whether it's PC Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate. I mean, PC Game Pass is even a bigger deal, right? If you're on PC at what, $11.99 I believe it is, or $10.99, something silly like that. Game Pass Ultimate is $14.99, but it gives you access to both PC and Xbox and xCloud, and of course you're paying your Xbox Live subscription to actually be able to play on live. So it's all kind of factored in within that extra £2-3, which isn't much when you think about everything else you're actually getting, including, you know, protection from hackers and cheaters as well when you're playing on Xbox Live. So for anyone that turns around and says Game Pass is a bad deal, it's really not. And for those of you that are on two minds to check out Game Pass, I would urge you to check it again. I mean, you've got game deals here, and you know, you can buy games from here as well if you really want to. A lot of these are on Game Pass, like the majority, but you can actually outright buy them as well if you choose to want to buy them, especially during the sales that they have. Yes, you can see that they're selling Master Chief Collection. It is going to indefinitely be on the Game Pass service. But if you want to own it for £7.50, that's not a bad deal. And the Halo Master Chief Collection is one of the best collections out there. It is phenomenal. And as you can see, like, massive savings, right? We're talking from £45. So it gives you the best of both worlds. If you don't want to take part in the Game Pass side of things, you can always buy games. But why would you not want to? Why would you not want to take part in all of these great games that are available day one on Game Pass? And like I said, we're just looking at the recently added. And there is enough here that's in the recently added to not only... I mean, just look. I said £100 there, £150. If I put this one, it's going to go to £200. Or £220. Game Pass Ultimate is like £170 here in the UK, give or take. And so you're already in £50, well, £30 to £50 credit. So basically, you played these two and this one this year, and there's a Blueprints, and you've already covered the cost. So when you play like games like Avowed, Doom, Atomfall, and so forth, those are free. I know people often say, well, no, you have to pay for Game Pass in order for it for you to even have access. Yeah, but you've already paid for those once you've played these games. Once you've played these four games, you've already paid the subscription fee. If you pay for it, like, you know, 6 months in advance if you can, or a year, if you top it up and pay for it a year in advance. And the best thing is, if you go to some of those key sites, you can get it for even cheaper. So technically, you might even be able to get away with just playing these two and this one, and you'll have paid for all of your games, you know, for the whole year. Everything after that point is free. Now, tell me again how this is the worst deal in gaming. I don't quite understand. I don't quite understand how this can be. To me, people often say to me, well, this is why Microsoft has gone third party, and this is why they're having to seek revenue from other places, because you guys don't buy games. And what I say to those people is, fine, feed my gaming habit. Because as long as Game Pass is here, I'm happy. And I'm with Xbox. Game Pass has become Xbox, in my opinion. It's the new image of Xbox. As Xbox continues to go multi-platform, Game Pass has taken the center stage. And it's taken the center stage for all the right reasons, because there are a phenomenal list of great games that are on this list that truly are just wonderful to play. And so I really don't understand when people turn around and say that, you know, broke pass, welfare pass, when these people were also at Blockbuster Video or Gamesfly, and even today I'm seeing people renting games from Gamesfly doing exactly what they're saying here. I mean, these same people that say this are on PSN playing those PSN games, which is technically renting, right? It's technically renting. I mean, it is renting, because you stop paying your PlayStation Plus and those games go away. So why is it okay for them? I mean, these people are happy to pay for a worse service and get a worse deal than look at, I mean, like I said at the beginning, it's all jealousy. Because when I see months like this and Microsoft finally hitting its stride and delivering quality after quality, South of Midnight, superb game, easy 8.5. Had a few issues towards the end, which I said on my tweet, but overall, it's a phenomenal game that deserves to be played by anyone. I can't see it. I don't understand how anyone can give that less than 8. You know, I'm being fair here, but 8.5 I think is a fair score. Oblivion Remaster is more of a remake. Obscure has got 92. Blueprints will probably be nominated for Game of the Year. Atomfall has been raved as one of the year's best. 33 Immortals is another great game. Like, what I'm saying here is, these Xbox has finally hit its stride, and I hope this stride of games continues to come. I mean, I don't have time to play all of them, but I hope this streak of awesome games continues and just makes the value of Game Pass that bit better. While Sony is increasing their prices and offering you no value increase, but in fact less value, because they're removing services like the PS4 games come next year. Well, potentially this year actually. Game Pass continues to deliver in quality. And no, this isn't me shilling out. Microsoft provide me nothing. No game codes, no Game Pass codes, absolutely nothing. I'm paying for everything that I get on Xbox. But you know what? I'm okay with that, because that way you know it's the truth. You can't tell me that I'm being paid, or, you know, I'm getting free stuff or this or that. None of that is here. I'm just saying that right now, and for a long time, but especially now, Xbox has finally hit its stride and is delivering the best quality they've ever done for a long time. And all of that quality is day one on Game Pass. What can you say, folks? What can you say? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that discussion, and I'll see you in the next one. Remain legend.